Good evening, everyone. This is TC with $1stockpicks.com. I'm just here to do some chart analysis on the end-of-day plays watch list that we put out every day at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what we do in the recap is we hit the last four that we had yesterday, and then we cover chart analysis on the four that we released today. So going into the first pick, we have Ogen. We called this at 87 cents yesterday. Daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about the 20-day moving average. We talked about the 5-day moving average possibly being some resistance because we have a tail there, and then it closed below it. It was called at 87 cents. The goal was 90 cents. It hit a high. It went up past the 5-day moving average, but however closed below it. So we had that 5-day moving average is still some resistance there for us on the daily chart. It went up and hit 93 cents per share, which gives you 6.9% potential gain in your account on that trade based on the alert. Okay, so switching to the 5-minute chart. It looks like that happened at about 2:45 Eastern Time, or excuse me, 2:50 Eastern Time. I went up and hit a high of 93 cents per share. So we can see that it had a dip, went down to some support here at the 84 cents. Decided 85 cents was about the some support, and then we got some volume around 250. Okay, moving on to the next pick, Aeti on the daily chart. Okay, we're going to zoom in here. We have the retracements drawn from the upper, like a recent high, down to the recent low, so that we can project the percentage base moves. It looks like the daily chart suggests a short-term move closing below this retracement line at 102. So daily chart suggests a short-term move up to 102. We called this at 96 cents. The 3% goal was 99 cents. And looks like it hit a high of the day of 92 cents. So that's a potential 4.17% loss there. Okay, so it closed. It found some some resistance there as it went up. Closed below this retracement line, excuse me, and then it saw that the 5-day and the 20-day were some support there at the recent low. So let's switch to the 5-minute chart so you can get an idea of where the action was. So like I said, it fell down and saw some support there at a recent low of around 80 cents. Was our recent support level for the past couple weeks, or at least the past 5 days. Okay, so moving into the next one, like I said, potential loss of 4.17%. Bioc daily chart suggested a short-term move to about the 118 level. This closed slightly below the 20-day moving average, so chart analysis would have said go up to the next retracement level, right? However, tomorrow or the next day, we opened and gapped down a little bit, looking for some support there at the 5-day moving average at about 84 cents, and it went lower. So on this one, was called twice. First, it was called at about 113 because then again the 20-day moving average was right there. and then for an average down at 105. So the retracement level was there at 106. So getting in on the dip, closed at about 114 for the day. However, it did gap down a little bit, and we didn't have the volume we needed to get a move on that one. 5-minute chart shows a steady decline, so looking for support around the 80-cent mark on this one. Then it went up after hours to find more support there at 91. So it'll be interesting to see what this one does tomorrow. All right, moving on to our big winner. So the first call was a potential loss, the second one was a potential loss of 9.71%. The original call, a potential loss of 16.11%. So, all right. Of course, it's not a loss until you sell it, right? MRIN. Okay, so this one, going into the daily chart. Daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about the 391, 340.32 level. Those retracement lines respectively. Okay, and you can see the next day we had all the volume we needed. 20 million shares traded today on this one, and it went up and hit one of my retracement levels there at the very tippy top at 784 per share, giving us a potential gain of 109%. Let's go to the 5-minute chart so we can break it down. Found some support at this level here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Found some support here at the 350, which was a recent support level, and then it just took off from there once a little bit of volume came in after 30 minutes of trading. As I scroll to the right, you can see how the day went. Finding support at these retracement levels is key in continuation for the intraday move. Had this previously drawn out before based on trading this stock, and you can see it went up and hit 784 for a high. Nice move there. We called it, like I said, at 375. 3% goal was 386. If you were watching it for the first hour to see if you should get out, you would have saw some support here at about the 432, and it just stayed in that zone. So you could have gotten shook out here, or if you just set your stop loss accordingly and just let it ratchet up with you, that would have been awesome in the perfect world. And you can see it stopped out here and leveled off at 645 after hours. All right, so that's our recap. Let's move into today's picks. MARA. Okay, we'll zoom into the daily chart. Daily chart suggests a short-term move up to this 20-day moving average at about 54 to 55% or cents per share. Right there, we have a nice little candle wick here showing that it's at the bottom. We have a little bit of resistance yet, but it's above the 5-day moving average, which is a good sign. And tomorrow, with the right volume and market conditions, we could see 55 to 56 cents per share on that. All right, moving into the next one, RIOT. Okay. Daily chart suggests a short-term move up to 207. I was trading this on a 2-day swing from this level because it broke above the 5-day moving average. Found some resistance there at the 20-day moving average. And then for the past 2 days, it's kind of been trying to get up to the 207 mark, retracement line. So it after hours, I'll show you in the 5-minute chart here shortly, but you can see it finally went up and hit a high of 228 today. Switching to the 5-minute chart, I just want to show you like I was swinging this, and it went up and hit the 210, and then it went up, like I said today, just at open. Within the first 10 minutes of trading, went up and hit the 228 mark. So found some support back down here again at this retracement level. Might want to continue the trend. So these are the levels that it trades at, 207 and possibly 230. So like I said, daily chart suggests short-term move up to about 207, 215 level right there. That's above the 3% goal. So keep an eye on it tomorrow at open. Well, again, the alert was 178. 3% goal is 183. All right. ADIL. This one's been something that we've been covering for the past weeks, past 3 weeks. It's showing kind of a pattern where it's doing the wave, and we had a nice move up here. So daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about the 387 level, or call it 4, because sometimes stocks like to trade at the rounded numbers, so to speak, kind of round off at those numbers sometimes. So that's sometimes where I like to sell at, is at the 399, $4 mark. You can see the wick went up through $4 and that retracement level to a high of 418 today. So that's some room to move for tomorrow. We're above the 5-day moving average, and we're above the closest retracement line. I'll show you on the 5-minute chart on this one, so you can kind of see what the action was. Went up and went through the 387 retracement line, came down, found some support at the 356. So tomorrow it's back up. Again, it was called at 373. 3% goal is 384. So 387 will give you that, and the 4 would be icing on the cake. You can see the resistance here at that level. It's gone up twice so far and hit that and come back down. So just something to keep in mind. That's what I see. All right, moving on to the next one. INAP. INAP. Okay, the daily chart suggests a short-term move up to the 477 mark. Okay, and we could also call it maybe 5, kind of like the other chart. Finding a bottom here at 397. Had a big move today up to 494. We called this at 465. 3% goal is 479. Has a little bit of move up to that retracement line. If I can zoom in a little bit further, you can see that the 477 is right there. It's finding some resistance and closing below that line. So I would look to see if that's resistance tomorrow. And like I said, could make a move to 502 if this isn't an issue. And as you can see today, it went right through that 5-day moving average and that first retracement line. So it saw no issues there. So it just made a nice move. 68 cent move to be exact. Closing at 17% gain for the day on this stock off the bottom. So that's a good start for this one. Still below the 20-day moving average and plenty of room to move. So looking forward to see what this does tomorrow. We can switch to the 5-day moving average so you can see how it acted today, or how it traded. Went up and hit the high of the 494, and then came down below here. We would have liked to have seen it have some support at 477, but however, it fell down here, and we still have a little bit of a support level here at the 465, and that's actually where we called it. So I'm liking it. All right, this is TC with $1stockpicks.com. Had a really good day today. Thanks for being here with us tonight. and we will do the same thing tomorrow night. Thank you and have a good night.